With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy, and we will keep men out of women's sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep your hats on because what I'm about to tell you is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Imagine a leader stepping into the political ring, not fixated on the economy or foreign policy, but with a declaration of all-out war against woke culture. Sounds like something out of a Netflix drama, right? Well, this is real life. Donald Trump has said it. He is set to remake the values of America, battle after battle. And no, this isn't just another campaign promise. This is Trump aiming at what he calls the radical left's woke agenda. And let me tell you, it's going to be a divisive, bold, and highly emotive kind of battle if ever there's one.
It seems like this, taking the culture war right up to the front here is continuing everywhere because also the new Trump State Department has said no more pride flags, no more Black Lives Matter flags, no more of these other flags that are not the American flag are to be hung from U.S. embassies and outposts.
So if you think this is a fight over memes or pronouns, are you in for a wild ride? It's much, much more than that. Education, culture, media, corporations, even the military. So is this Trump saving America's soul or dragging the country into chaos? Buckle up because we are about to dive into what this war on woke really means. And trust me, the stakes are high. Before we dive into Trump's strategy, let's unpack the battlefield. What exactly is woke culture, and why does it spark so much controversy? What was meant as a call for social awareness on matters such as racial injustice and equality has along the way morphed into a polarizing buzzword. To conservatives, woke represents everything that's extreme: gender-neutral bathrooms, cancel culture, critical race theory in schools, and even corporate diversity campaigns.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit.
Now let's not beat around the bush. Trump isn't sitting on the sidelines and just watching this cultural war. He is diving into it head first. According to him, woke culture is a cancer on America, and he's holding nothing back. If you think he's ready to burn it all down and start fresh, yes, he is. His war on woke is tearing down, sure, but that is merely a vehicle for his definition of traditional American values. Imagine a nostalgic trip back to the 1950s, but a bit modernized. His vision is about patriotism, faith, family, free speech, while taking the wrecking ball unleashed upon all things that feels like political correctness. He's already made it clear that he wants schools to focus on American history without the divisive narratives of critical race theory. One of the article wrote about his narrative in the following words. He calls for pulling federal funding for any school or program pushing critical race theory, gender ideology, or other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. He's pushing for companies to drop woke marketing campaigns, like the ones that caused outrage in the Bud Light and Target controversies. And he's calling for the military to prioritize strength and strategy over diversity and inclusivity training.
I ended woke. Totally. And then in their first week, they reestablished it. It's crazy. They pay instructors hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It literally, they want our military to be woke. And it's just not going to happen.
This isn't about policy, however. This is about identity. He puts himself forward as the defender of what he has dubbed real America. But to be honest, what is real for one person alienates another. And that's where things start to get hairy. So how exactly does Trump plan to win this war? Oh, he's got a strategy, and it's as bold as it is polarizing. Let's break it down. Trump has vowed to sign executive orders banning federal funding for anything he considers woke indoctrination. This includes programs in schools, corporations, and even the military. If you're thinking this sounds like a sweeping crackdown, yes, it is.
There are only two genders, male and female. I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents.
On the military, he said,
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty.
schools are a major battleground. Trump has promised to fundamentally transform the education system, banning critical race theory and promoting patriotic education. He's also pushing for school choice, giving parents more control over where their kids learn.
We will respect the right of parents to control the education of their children. Seventh, we will give all parents the right to choose another school for their children if they want. It's called school choice.
Trump knows how to work the media, and this war on woke is no different. From Truth Social to rally speeches, he is painting this as a battle for America's soul. Every soundbite, every viral clip, it's all part of the narrative. And don't forget the courts. Trump has already decided to remold the judiciary with conservative judges. So if he gets another turn, guess what? Even more appointments towards cementing his vision in a genuinely lifetime capacity. This is not only a political campaign, it's a cultural revolution. The question, will it succeed? Of course, not everyone is on board with Trump's war on woke. Critics are calling it everything from an attack on free speech to a distraction from real issues. Let's talk about the big concerns. Here's the irony. While Trump claims to be defending free speech, critics argue that banning certain teachings or corporate policies is its own form of censorship. Imagine a country where educators can't discuss systemic racism or companies can't promote LGBTQ+ inclusion. To some, that's not freedom, it's authoritarianism. Perhaps the greatest concern is the divisiveness. While Trump's base drinks up anti-woke rhetoric, others see it as deepening the cultural divide. This war risks pushing Americans further apart rather than bringing them together. If you're feeling conflicted, you're not alone. This is a battle that cuts to the core of what it means to be American. Now let's get down to business. This is not merely a political or cultural matter, it's an emotional one. On the surface, Trump's war on woke is about identity, who we are as a nation, what we value, and how we view ourselves in the world. For Trump supporters, this is a fight to preserve what they see as America's greatness. It's about protecting traditions, defending freedom, and pushing back against what they feel is a radical agenda. For his critics, it's a nightmare, a rollback of progress, a rejection of diversity, and a step backward in the fight for equality. And for many trapped in the middle, it becomes just exhausting. All these battles for causes, outrage cycles, feeling the country being more divided than it has ever been. This emotional cost of a woke war by Trump is what we cannot get over. Well, imagine Trump won. What would America look like on the planet? Here is just a glimpse at what he talks about. Education would be shaped by patriotic input. Schools would teach the other side of history. There would be no more wokeness in advertising or diversity measures. Businesses will not be politicized. A stronger military and a shift in culture would be there in America. But let's face it, there is a razor-thin difference between protecting the values and restricting progress. Would this new America prove stronger, or would it shut out significant sectors of its populace? And suppose Trump's fight against woke comes to a failure. The danger is no less cinematic. In case the cultural battle fails, the country would be more fractured than ever before. America risks being perceived as moving backwards and failing to live up to its world-lead reputation, particularly on issues like human rights or equality. Decades of progress on diversity, equity, and inclusion could be reversed, leaving marginalized groups to feel abandoned, lost, and not supported. The consequences are very high, and defeat could be a cultural catastrophe rather than simply a political loss. So here we are, at the crossroads of history once again. Trump's war on woke is more than a campaign slogan. It's a fight for the future of America's identity. Is this a battle worth fighting? Or is it a distraction from the real issues faced by the nation? Is this about preserving values? Or is it about suppressing progress? These are questions only time will answer. But one thing is sure, Trump's war on woke has set the stage for one of the most intense cultural battles in American history. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Are you ready to join the fight, or do you think this war is a mistake? Let's keep the conversation going. Because this isn't just Trump's war. It's ours too. Brace yourself, America. The storm has just reached its height.